Hi, we're very happy to have this week with us the Realme 5 Pro here at our table, and to thank you all for watching our videos. We're actually giving it away. Now, how do you win? Well, you just need to subscribe to our channel and check the link below this video for all the details on how to win. Obviously, a like would be nice as well. So anyway, good luck and thank you. Now, we used to complain this year that the budget smartphone market was pretty boring, but actually now with the Realme 5 Pro, we kind of have to challenge that idea. Now, obviously, it is not challenging the high flagships out there, but a good budget smartphone overall can maintain good quality features as well as with some compromises, obviously. And the Realme 5 Pro is exactly one of those smartphones. The Realme brand has really been surprising the industry this year. They have built up a good reputation in the global market with the Realme 3 and Realme X, but they're not satisfied yet with the existing product line. At this point, the Realme 5 Pro shoulders a great mission to represent a new step for the brand. The front face of the Realme 5 Pro is pretty similar to most phones with water drop notch display, which can remind you of many other models, such as the Xiaomi A3 and OnePlus 7. But the rear design is pretty different from the others. The vertical 4-camera combination with cutting texture inherits the design gene of Realme and brings a richer visual effect. At first glance, it really brought a more comfortable and elegant visual experience than those phones with color gradient rear. The fingerprint reader is actually at the central area here in the back of the smartphone. It can also be used as a camera shutter. However, I don't really recommend you using it for that, otherwise you might be taking a lot of pictures by mistake, as it's very easy to click it anytime. As for the camera setup here in the back, it is a little bit bumpy, it stands out, but unlike other smartphones like the OnePlus 7, the vertical positioning actually makes it less intrusive when you're handling the smartphone. The Realme 5 Pro has a 6.3-inch LCD display with 1080p resolution and 450 nit brightness. For the front face, thanks to the edge control, the display achieves a high screen-to-body ratio of 90.8%. And it is covered by a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 for protection. The Realme 5 Pro doesn't offer many options on color mode. So, if only judging it with its standard mode, it actually looks nice and detailed. Based on our view experience, it could be a better choice for a budget phone to have a mature LCD display rather than a cheap AMOLED display. The rear camera combination is one of the most remarkable features of the Realme 5 Pro. Several weeks before, we talked about the Xiaomi CC9, a budget phone with a flagship level main camera. Well, now you have yet another choice and even better. The Realme has 4 cameras on the rear. It packs a Sony 48 megapixel primary camera with an f1.7 aperture, a second 8 megapixel wide-angle camera with an f2.25 aperture, a third macro lens with an f2.4 aperture, and a last portrait lens. The primary camera is a Sony IMX586 camera, which can also be found in a lot of flagships this year, such as the Mi 9 and OnePlus 7 Pro. But how does it really perform? Let's see some samples. The 48 megapixel primary camera ensures that the image reaches much detail so that you can have your second creation through cutting the image. Otherwise, the Realme 5 Pro inherits the Chroma Boost feature to further enhance the photographic effect. The AI engine can recognize scene information and then present a final image with great colors and real details. Under low light conditions, it supports a 4-in-1 big pixel feature to help you shoot brighter photos with better detail. The Realme 5 Pro features a nightscape mode, which is remarkably good for night photo shooting. The final image is produced by a multi-frame combination. It achieves a better brightness balance, noise reduction, and excellent dynamic range. From the comparison, we can really see the difference. For the wide-angle camera, it's basically for outdoor view photography. The Realme 5 Pro solves a main problem of most wide-angle shooting, the edge distortion. The images with good bright conduction perform well, but when it comes to night scenes, the noise problem and detail blurring is a bit obvious. While for the portrait and macro mode, these kind of features no doubt bring much fun for phone photography. From the samples, it does achieve the special effects with good background blurring and subject outstanding. Especially for portrait modes, matching the Realme filter system, it really improves the fine tone with portrait style. But on the other hand, these two cameras probably are only built for limited scenarios. If you're a special photographer, you probably would like it. The Realme 5 Pro has a Snapdragon 712 CPU inside, which actually has an increase of 10% in performance when compared to the previous 710. According to Geek4 benchmarks, the single core score is actually 1900, which makes it pretty close to the Snapdragon 835. That means in practice that for gaming, the system is actually pretty smooth. So literally, it won't have any problem on system fluency. And let's see its gaming performance. In the PUBG mobile test with default settings, it can reach a high refresh rate of 59 frames per second, which also had some fluctuation during the test. Compared to the Snapdragon 665 on the Xiaomi A3 and the 710 on the Xiaomi CC9, the Realme 5 Pro doesn't just have a good camera, but also values its performance for most users. So Snapdragon 712 does mean a lot for someone who is searching for a balanced budget phone. Otherwise, on the software level, the Realme 5 Pro supports a feature called HyperBoost 2.0. It can improve both the frame performance and the touching response. In actual gaming, it really brings a good experience, more than what a budget phone can give you. The Realme 5 Pro has a 4000 mAh battery with a VOOC 3.0 fast charging. That means it can fully charge the smartphone in around 80 minutes. Now, it's unusual for budget smartphones such as this to have the fast charging, so that's a very nice and surprising feature for the Realme 5 Pro. So that's it for the Realme 5 Pro. It's actually unsurprisingly a very good budget smartphone with a very good camera in the back, a big battery, and it's great for gaming as well. As for pricing, we still don't know it yet, but it will be announced soon. Thank you for watching, and remember, like and subscribe our video, and until next time, I'm Daniel for Gizmo China. Thank you.